So we were going to do this morning because we didn't have a speaker, but instead I wanted to introduce you to Kelly. She is runs the facility here. And I thought it would be good so that you guys, number one, have a name to a face. So if you have a complaint with something, she'll tell you who to go see. But no, really, she is wonderful. She's very knowledgeable. She's been a great resource for us and a wealth of information. So with that, I would like to introduce you to Miss Kelly. Clem, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
So what we do normally, we do it like a Q&A type of a thing.
Okay.
So we'll do that. I'm taking these off the cuff because you're our first sponsor interview.
Okay.
All right, so it's a good thing. So tell us about, thank you, Bob. This way they can hear you on the Zoom. This does not broadcast to the room, it broadcasts to the Zoom. So Kelly, introduce yourself and tell us what brought you here.
Okay, good morning. I am Kelly Deubach. I am the manager of the UCF Business Incubation Program, of which supports 140 startups across Central Florida. We are here to bring innovation to market and scale it globally. You are here to learn how to do that. So we are a network of individuals supporting your mission, as long as you know what that mission is. And that's this safe space. That's what this room can do for you, and that's what this community can do for you, is help to identify that purpose. I am also a wife and a mother and a community leader. I serve on several non-for-profit boards here in the community, and I am a rally maker for this community. Entrepreneurship is changing, the way we build business is changing, and these are the rooms that it happens in. And so you have to step in, step up, and step forward with knowing who you are and what you want, because business should be joyful. Business should not be hard. Business should not be, a new way to channel your suffering. Business should be a way to channel your joy. So that's who I am. That's why I'm here. I manage this location as well as the location off of East Colonial. And we have 3 offices left here, but I have 4 showings today. So it will go quick. I've been in this role for 3 months, and we've hit capacity at our East Colonial location, and we will fill up here. So don't hesitate. You are worth it. You can do it.
So tell them a little bit about the incubator system. How many locations are there overall, and kind of what's the purpose of an incubator as it relates to this group?
Sure. So there's 2 ways to think of the incubator, in terms of funding, and then in terms of strategy, in terms of purpose. So I guess 3 ways, or three-legged stool. So the first we'll take is purpose, and that is really to accelerate the growth of innovation and the CEOs here in Central Florida, so that we can continue to be on the frontier of the largest tech community globally, and also on how we do business and how we innovate together. The second is, who are our funders? Who are our stakeholders? Who cares? And that is our local economy. So our cities and our counties and our states are investing in the structure of the incubation program, Innovate Orlando, some of those other organizations, to bring those jobs here, to invest in our Future Ready program, so that your children, your grandchildren, your future generations have a safe and beautiful place to call home that is on the leading edge of the global infrastructure of the future. And then we have the University of Central Florida, which dictates our categories of research. So everything from space technology to immersive technology and entertainment, the gaming industry, national security. There are 5 categories in which we're looking for companies, because those are specific to this Central Florida region. So stakeholders, industry, purpose, and collaboration with UCF. We have about 140 companies across 8 locations, from up to Volusia County down to Osceola County, and across east and west.
So do you have any particular type of company or industry that you look for to come into the incubator, or can anybody get in? Kind of what's the requirements? How does that work?
That's a great question. So before I share what the UCF Incubator focuses on, I would say that this community has a place for everyone. And if it's not the incubator, there are resources and networking groups for your business. And we, as community collaborators, are responsible to ensure that your idea, your business has a place. Specifically for the UCF Incubator, we are looking for technology-driven, innovative, service-based solutions. So the easiest way to think of it is IP. You know, do you have something that is patentable, something that is sustainable, something that can change the world in terms of intellectual property? And if not, what is your innovation to an existing service or tech-based model that is going to change the way that industry works? So those are kind of the two categories of businesses that we look for. And in the industries, we have health tech, as I mentioned, health and biotech, space technologies. A lot of our companies over at Research Park work with the Department of Defense, National Security. We have environmental and energy, and then the gaming, AR, VR, fintech, and smart cities. Smart cities is and software development is a lot of what we see in this downtown market. And then again, by region, you know, we get different clusters. So smart cities is a lot of what we see down here.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about, did you grow up here in Florida? Tell us a little bit about your background. What got you here and got you into doing what you do?
Sure. So what got me into doing what I do? I am originally from the Midwest, from Southern Illinois, so I hope my Midwest hospitality comes through. I really enjoy working. All right, I got a little handshake up there. And I spent 18 years in healthcare prior to that. I'm a registered dietitian by training. I went to school to study food and nutrition, and I've always been in the business of helping others with understanding who they are and what brings them joy, what brings them growth, and what fuels our future. I've been in Central Florida for 13 years. My husband works at Camping World Stadium, and that's what moved us here. He builds stadiums, and I build businesses. And together with our family, we enjoy this community so much. But how I got here at the University of Central Florida was a transformation. I truly outgrew the identity, the lifestyle, the leadership, the structure that was keeping me stuck, which was a large corporate industry. And I felt, I'm a deep empath, and I felt called to move forward and build new industry. And I had the opportunity to do that first by looking inside, taking a 2-year, I wouldn't call it a sabbatical, but a 2-year period of pivot where I found out really who I was and what my role in the next layer of my career was. And I'm so blessed to have been able to do that with the support of my family and my community. And I came back right here at UCF, and I knew no one. I knew absolutely no one. So I started over. I went from vice president to program manager. And I can now see the future as where we're headed in building our businesses. I'm also a founder and CEO of a small business. So, you know, you're beyond a label, and that's where we're all headed, is building new communities together. So that's a little bit of my story. And I saw this picture of grandmothers, and I would also say that, you know, none of us would be here without our mothers. And it's so important to know the roots of where we came from. And that's why I say, you know, reflecting on who you are. And there's so many, there's so much noise out there trying to vie for your attention. You know, people are making billions of dollars off of it, and the most precious resource you have is yourself. And so understanding who you are and what you really want to do is what you have to do in order to build the legacy for your family. So I love seeing the grandmothers because I know where I came from and where my roots are, but I also know how I want to be remembered as a grandmother. And that's, the leadership that I'm focused on now.
That's awesome. So there's a couple things, too, that she had in there that you don't want to miss, okay? She said she knew what her why was. She knew where she wanted to go. And that's a big thing, especially as entrepreneurs. If you don't know why you're doing what you're doing, you don't know why you get out of bed in the morning, you're going to have a tough time becoming successful. So that's really number one most important. And then the other critical thing that you said was she had support of her family and buy-in of her family. When we go on this adventure, for us to say, this is where I want to go, if your spouse or your kids aren't there, why aren't you here, Dad? You've got to paint that vision for them so that they can see and reward them with maybe little trips or do different things that can help them. So that's really critical. Yeah. So that's just some great insight. So if you could, looking at where you are today, look at yourself back 25 years ago and go back and say, hey, don't do or do this, what advice would you give to your future self, give to your past?
What advice would I give to myself? You're going to make it. You're gonna, fall off track. But when you know how to come home to yourself and know who you really are, you can never lose your way.
That's great advice. So has anybody got any questions for Kelly?
Yeah.
You do large-scale funding for like healthcare or something like that, or no?
Through the UCF Incubator?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of, ways to connect our funding resources to the startup community. One is through a network of investors that we have connectivity to. So UCF Business Incubator does not take any equity. We do not invest in businesses. We are a non-for-profit community entrepreneurial support organization. That said, we do have the relationships with the funding community, both locally, statewide, and nationally, to have gated conversations, to make introductions. Our job is to ensure that you're ready when you have that discussion, that you know what the investors are going to ask for, that you're prepared, and that you know which investors you're targeting, what you want when you go in for that discussion. We do have, I think, the network. And then the other component of that is, in order to get investment, you need revenue. I mean, it's really, really, really hard to get investment without proof of concept, without revenue, or without some sort of grant or fund. And so you need local partnerships. And that's another way that we support our entrepreneurs, is through our relationships with the local hospitals, with the local healthcare organizations, and connecting your pilot opportunity with those members and those organizations. Because remember, again, the incubator is here to grow businesses locally. So it's our job to have partnership with all aspects of the community. And we can link the startups then with the enterprise.
That's perfect. Rachel.
To bring it back a little bit off of Ray just said, because I think that's a great point, that you need revenue. And so I'd love to get your insight on, again, the startup business, that's not yet a revenue, like how, because that's like a little bit of a catch-22, and have the idea, but until the idea makes money, you're not in business. But can you be in business without, like, you got to spend this money to make money, or what, so it's like that catch-22 there. And then my second question would have to do with the incubator and like some of the requirements in order to be like a business here in the incubator.
Okay, great question. So the first component is you got to spend money to invest in your business. And that is absolutely truth. And anytime anyone comes to me at all saying, I need investment, I said, well, how much have you put in yourself? Both in equity in cash, as well as in sweat equity, as well as in passion and time equity. Okay, those are the three things I'm going to ask. And you can do a lot with your personal investment. In fact, you should be able to do enough that gets you to revenue. And some of that is creative ways. Some of that is bartering services. Some of that is going through programs like Starter Studio so that you're so clear on your mission that you get a pilot opportunity to give away your services or products for free, so that you can get on a stage. You know, there are no shortcuts. You really have to have a plan that you feel comfortable with. I can't give you your plan. I can give you the steps, and we can talk through how are you going to get a product to market, who's your customer, how are you going to make that sale. But you've got to feel comfortable with it. So working with, the mentors here. I promise you, I'm working with Sean. I have a conversation with him. He just listens to my ideas about different things, and he'll give me feedback. I'm one of those people. If you want to, have a conversation, start there. But Starter Studios is a great program, our partner program, and they do have scholarships available as well. And then for the incubator, there's an application online that I'm happy to share with anyone that's interested to apply for the incubator. And then there's a pitch that you do for our leadership team.
And that's great. And on top of that, I do, just my background a little bit is I've done a lot of commercial lending, and I've helped fund startups, but in a non-traditional way. A lot of things that's very common in this industry is people think I need to go get money from somebody else. Well, one of the biggest mistakes I've seen from people that are starting a business is that they quit working their regular job, so money dries up and they're trying to make money, and what they should be doing is staying focused on making some income, like Jim Rohn said, work full-time during the week to be able to pay your bills, work part-time nights and weekends to build your fortune, and pretty soon you'll be working full-time on building your fortune. But people think that I can go get money somewhere. Well, there are. You can actually, believe it or not, if you've got good credit, you can get unsecured loans literally with a signature, depending on what your cash flow is, by having that separate business, which now gives you the money you need to put in here, and you don't have to give up equity. It's not for everybody, but about the average loan size I do like that, it's between $30,000 and $50,000. And it's pretty quick and easy at very favorable terms, and it's unsecured. So it's just another option or something to look at and consider. And the other thing on the down payment, definitely you're going to get investors. I have so many people that come in to say, hey, I've got this project, here's what I want to do. And you go, okay, how much money have you got to put into this? Oh, well, nothing. Okay, well, how much have you put in? Well, I put in like $10,000. Okay, and you want $2 million. I don't think that's going to cut the mustard, right? Sound familiar, Sean? You know that. And so that's the thing. You have to put things into realistically what's a legitimate investment into the size loan of what you need. $2 million might be ideal. Can you get by with 50,000? Can you get by with 100,000? Can you have somebody that can help you generate that revenue? Scott.
Kelly, a couple clarifications that I want people to understand. You haven't mentioned if there's any B's to be a member of the incubator, so clarify that for us. And I need to jolt to bolt to get to another thing. A meeting out of that. Can I get a quick, really quick pitch?
Yep.
I'm Scott Hill. I am launching Proximity Accelerators. My first cohort starts this evening. And if anybody has an idea that they're working on that they would like to take to MVP, that's what the cohort is. It's an 8-week sprint for doing that. Jim or Eric or really anybody in here that is connected with me can get you connected with me if you are interested in joining. I can get you signed up with that, and that would be fantastic. But in that, I'm entering into this ecosystem that Kelly's talking about, and I have utilized a lot of the resources here. So if you're questioning about, okay, is this legit what they're talking about? Absolutely 100%.
Thank you very much.
What's MVP?
What's the fee? Yeah.
Okay, the fee for the UCF Incubator program is $300 per month. Yes. Yeah.
My name is Daubach. I'm a mentor and a business Sherpa. I know Kelly very well. She's extremely talented, and we are on a big mission. She has already accomplished so much she has to share with you. She has a mother-daughter program out of this world that we are going to take globally. Through her, I'm going to reach 4 billion girls and women soon, before the end of the year. Girls are born with 2 strikes, unfortunately. The minute they are born with the hormone, everything is changing every day, as you know, all the way to menopause. Men don't realize that. Without your mom, none of us would have been on this earth. Think for a minute. Okay? Executive level, especially, when they go through menopause, men don't give a damn. Okay? So I want men to understand that. Without them, we would have not been here. So she has out of this world amazing thing. My mission is to minimizing human suffering and delivering happiness. And I have already created more than 3 million jobs all over the globe, and going to be 10 million by the end of next year. So I'm very happy about it. And through her, I'm going to reach 4 billion girls and women all over the globe through online. She's going to create that. We are talking about it. So I'm very, very proud about it. Thank you very much.
Great. Well, like I said, we'll have to get you in to present. And Clem, you had a question?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I do. All right. So first, I heard somebody speak up and say, "What is MVP?" That's minimum viable product. So to the point of the fee, I know I founded a co-work up in New York that was a hybrid incubator program, and as part of our fee, you got a room. But then there were a whole bunch of other things that the members had to do. There was a Friday morning meeting. The person who was there was a high net worth CEO who was always forcing us to get better. There were other components. There was a monthly other jamboree that had to, we had a lot of requirements attached to the experience. And I've heard about funding, and I've heard about basically real estate, a room and $300 fee. But I am confident there's a whole bunch in between there that is part of being a part of your program.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, great question. So what is actually the program fee? And I will say that the program fee is just that. It's program fee. It's working one-on-one with myself or one of my peers at one of our other locations. Office space is in addition to that, but it's highly subsidized. It starts at $150 a month here. And looking at the program benefits, right? So I mean, it is wrap around services, and it's highly, not adaptable, but highly dependent on what the entrepreneur needs. Because you can imagine we have everyone from engineers to professors to sales executives that come and start a business. So first of all, it's working one-on-one with myself or one of my colleagues to determine what exactly your business needs and filling resources around that. We have a mentorship program that reaches over 75 mentors and advisors that have volunteered their time from this community, from the largest enterprises to the largest academic seats in the university to multi-time exited entrepreneurs. They have invested their time with the UCF Incubation Program because they know that we're going to curate the intelligence and the innovation of the future. They want to work with them. So that is one of our benefits. The other is leadership courses. We have a 12-month self-study and community leadership program that we invest and purchase license for you to sit in that program. We have the investment in capital, both working with yourself, your founding team, and setting up your deck. Beyond once we feel like you have your deck set up, then we're going to make introductions to the investors and to the investment community, as well as potentially other accelerators or incubators, for your specific industry niche. We have specialized space, which here is office space. At some of our locations, it is lab space, both biohazard as well as health tech, turnkey wet labs in Lake Nona. We have a PR individual on retainer for you to write as many press releases as your company can communicate to the globe, really. So that is an immediate access to promote your company, even just for joining the incubator. And we have a financial CPA on our team for you to have access to anytime, as many meetings as you want to set up your books. So those are, and then the community enterprise. I know I've talked about that a lot because I know that's what most people want. Most people want the connections. And I'll be honest, we have the connections, we have the network. But most of the time, the conversation, the product, and the service is not ready. And so we have conversations before that. We coach you, we help you identify the problem, and we help you identify who they're currently buying from so that you can put a competitive edge against it. So it's really important to know that we do have those connections, but it is a very stewarded resource for you.
That's awesome. So what can we, as the Orlando community of 1 Million Cups, do to help you with this or in your new endeavor?
Yeah, so for the UCF community, like I said, I have 3 offices left here. So if you're interested, or if you think you might be interested in 3 months or 6 months, let's get you there. Let's get you from your idea stage to your first revenue stage. Let's get you to a point where you can speak to anyone in the community about your program and product. We have free resources and coaching available prior to joining the incubator if you need that. So really, I need you to raise your hand and tell me what you need. And beyond that, we'll have 130 companies that need things as we're here. So coming to me and telling me what you do, if you're a mentor or you're a company and small or medium-sized business, you're an entrepreneur. I know we have someone in the audience here that's looking to help entrepreneurs. Tell me what kind of entrepreneurs you're looking for. Tell me what value you bring, and I will make some introductions. So it is really, truly taking part in the community and being part of it, and coming to the table with something to contribute before you come to the table with an ask.
Perfect. Thank you very much. That was great. So, and one of the first things I would highly recommend that you do as a new entrepreneur, find a CPA or an accountant that you can have a conversation with, because probably close to 100% of everything that you do is a tax deduction and a tax write-off. And that can put an extra $3,000 to $6,000 on average back in your pocket at tax time. That's money you don't have to pay to Uncle Sam legally. Okay? Congress gives you those benefits, and they've actually just changed and improved some of the home business owners. Just because it says home business, working in the incubator would count as a home business. It's primarily an individual, self-employed. You might have an employee or two, but you get a lot of that resources there through the incubator. It's a great way to really help you scale and have access to resources that would cost you thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars. It's like with Jane at the library and the databases, okay? So in my opinion, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes here, but if you don't become successful in getting where you want to get to in this environment, you're not really trying, or you're not taking advantage of the people that can say, hey, you need to talk with Kelly. You need to talk with Jane. You need to talk with Florida Makes, right? And those type of resources. So, okay, Bob.
First time, name, and how they heard about us. You didn't do that.
Just relax, will you? My gosh. Here, do you want to run this? So here's the next. Is kind of want to get to know you. So, in 2 parts to this. So if you could be a superhero or a fictional character in a book, who would that be, and with what superpower? And then what superpower do you have? What makes you unique in your business? Okay, so introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Jim Elefat. I'm with the Elefat Agency and Legal Shield. My character is actually a fictional character from Clive Cussler novels called Dirk Pitt. Dirk he runs an association called NUMA, the National Underwater Marine Agency. They do architectural things, but he's kind of like a MacGyver, kind of a James Bond, has access to all kinds of really cool toys. And he solves some really huge, humongous problems. And the thing that I relate to him is because I'm a master scuba diving instructor, and I've done a lot of things that he does in these books. So it's kind of a neat thing. And what's my superpower? I'm great at connecting people. I'm a connector. I'm an introducer. Who do you need to know that I know, or that I can introduce you to somebody that you should know? Okay, that's probably my best superpower. Okay, Sean.
My name is Sean Daubach. I'm a mentor and a business Sherpa and a business coach and everything involved in between. My superpower is basically minimizing human suffering. I cannot put up with it because I went through entire life suffering. I cannot see anybody suffering. And I have developed a unique skill. I'm very fortunate. I visualize everything and I manifest it. I see already the results. So, I don't know the comic and all that kind of thing, but I can tell you whether you're going to succeed or not within 10 minutes. Most of the time when you make a presentation, I've already computed. I've already wrote a death certificate. Majority of them, 90% of the time, I'm right. I visualize everything. My brain is beyond AI and quantum computing. That's where it goes. So I have a unique power. I'll be more than happy to help anybody. Thank you.
Perfect. So Sean's superpower would be the stretch guy in the Fantastic Four, because he's got his hands all over in all of these different things. So your name, the name of your company, and if you could pick a comic hero to be, what would it be, and what superpower do you bring for your business?
Okay, I have no company yet, but planning to. My name is Beslan. I work for IT. My power is my ideas. I have a lot of ideas, but my weakness is I can't bring up all my ideas, to collect. So superhero. So I don't know, maybe Iron Man, something like that.
Iron Man?
Yeah, no superpower, but have a lot of ideas. So.
All right. Unstoppable.
Yeah.
There you go. That
Spider-Man
works.
works on the web.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
No, that's
No money.
Murray.
Right?
Hey everyone, I'm Ray, and what I do ABCDF. If you want to know what is that, just come and ask me. Pretty much simple things. I don't have any superpowers, but what I enjoy is creativity and analytical thinking. I don't like superheroes, to be honest. I like keeping things real, so that's pretty much it about
Well, that's why I have a fictional character. And you do have a strength. Your superpower is you're good at organizing and putting people together in different communities. He is in charge of the Kazakh communities all around the country and helps people get resources that they need so that the people that are here from his country can get those resources that they don't know about. So don't sell yourself short, pal.
So what superhero or fictional character captures
What's
my
your name,
imagination?
the name of your company?
Y'all know who I am. Listening. Rupert Magnat. Rupert, yeah. That's I'm trying to make that a superpower. Rupert Magnat from Orlandopreneur, where we create startup machines. My fictional character is Paul Atreides because I want to be the Kwisatz Haderach for the entrepreneurial startup ecosystem globally and improving the success rates from 5% to 10%. Kwisatz Haderach. So in the Dune books, that's the male of the Bene Gesserits, which is all female, and they all fear him because he's going to be the one that's going to take over the universe and lead humanity forward, right? So I want to do that for the startup ecosystem because, as you all know, everything that you've ever bought, paid money for or anything was created by a company that was once a startup, right? And so the whole world we live in is based on a 5% success rate. All the money in the world, all the innovation. So if we double that, it's still a 90% failure rate, but you can imagine what the consequences will be.
Perfect. Okay.
So superpowers.
And what's your superpower?
So, so I used to ask this question in my class when I was teaching at Full Sail. I taught a project management in the game design master's degree. And I asked all my students this question, and they all go through that. And then at the end one day, you know, when one of them was waving their hand, I said, what? And they says, what's your superpower? I said, oh, I don't know. And then other people started throwing their hands up. Like, I'm like, what? And I said, I know what your superpower is. I said, what is it? And he says, you perform egoectomies. And I said, what do you mean egoectomies? He said, every single one of us thought we were hot shots and we knew we owned the world and everything like that. And 15 minutes after we came into this room, you cut us down to size, but you've since built us up even better. So
Perfect.
that would be mine.
Okay, so we got to speed this up a little bit so we can get through everybody.
Bob Whitcomb, Local Business Nitro. I do marketing. My superpower would be or the superhero, the Joker. If you don't know what that means, come talk to me.
That's fitting.
That's fitting. He did speed it up, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you that. I mean, you know, you have a way of juggling things. So my name's Roger. I work. I have a few different businesses that I'm part of and going, but one of it is with a company called Checked In. You know, I was trying to thinking. I'm like Jim. You know, he said he relates to his, and I guess I kind of relate to Superman because I'm flying around all the time trying to do impossible things. But that was kind of a joke. But so I guess superpower I would say is that with me, I thrive in the sales world and being able to, you know, get people to think and have a mindset change a lot of times to what I may be talking about and saying. And what I mean by that is not necessarily trying to close someone, trying to sell someone, but understanding how sales is very fluid and sales is all about listening, not about talking. So that's why I'm going to cut this short here and not keep talking to you guys. But understanding and being able to be a good listener, I think that's what I can do.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Rebecca Hermosi. I'm a media producer, storyteller, and the founder of Supreme Soul Films. We're a content agency. I guess my fictional character would be, if I had more time, I would probably think of a better one, but I'd say Kim Possible, because she's a boss, and I've done martial arts my whole life. I'm a second-degree black belt. So, yeah, I just love that about her, too. My superpower, I would say to be able to connect with different audiences and just relate to different points of views and just, I love people, I love hearing their stories, different cultures, yeah.
Perfect.
Hello, my name is Dave Van Beekom. Company I created is a startup called Twiva. Creates a two-way communication between us, the community, and television. So televisions are usually pushed down one way. Big corporations teach you what to do, teach you what to watch. This way allows anyone to select what they want to watch on TV. I really like Iron Man. I've always liked it. When the first Iron Man came out, I was like, I love that guy. I've had 3 to 6 computer screens since I was 10 years old on a 386 computer. Love technology. I love his arrogance. I love that he won't stop when he's down and he keeps going. So I lean into the technology, a little bit of arrogance, and a little bit of not willing to stop. So that's that.
Good morning. I am Louis Goburn. My company is Resilient Logistics Services and Solution. My fictional character, like Jim, would be MacGyver because I consider myself a fixer. That's my superpower is I'm a people person. I can network with anybody in any room. In fact, my wife said I've never met a stranger I didn't know.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Aubrey. I'm a project manager, and I've had a couple of different small businesses. I'm also not really into superheroes, but my superpower would be is that I'm a producer. So I help visionaries make their visions a reality.
That's great.
Hi, my name Mohammed Bilarj. Born in a Berber village in North Africa, and from there I went to all kinds of places. At some point in time, I was the top guy for a blue chip company. And then, so I knew the heights and I knew the very, very lows as well.
So Superman.
2008, what my, I guess I could pick up Yoda because that's my daughter calls me, but nobody listens to me anymore. So it's going to be more Cassandra or whatever than Yoda.
Good morning. My name is Roger. I don't have a superpower, but I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have been working at setting up businesses for the last 30 years, and hopefully by the end of the year I'll be up to 10. Believe in yourself to do what you can do, and more than you can do, and you'll achieve that goal. It's just a matter of time. So go out and do it.
Thank you, Roger. Roger's such a great mentor, and he left me some money.
There you go. You oh,
So, again, that's my superpower. Maybe I should jump to my superpower. So I'm Rachel Ray. I'm a founder of brand Get Rachel Ray, which is my main company, and underneath that is a couple of different brands that I've come up with. Heal with Rachel Ray, Home with Rachel Ray.
What's your superpower?
Insure
What's
with
your
Rachel
magic?
Ray and grow with Rachel Ray. Making money is my superpower. So I help you generate revenue if you don't have any under Grow with Rachel Ray. And, you know, people took my superheroes as like Johnny Starks and Yoda for sure.
Hey guys, my name is Zach Ross. I'm with Global Tech Network, and we're a software development company, and we're here to give back to the startup community, helping startup companies with funding. And my superhero would probably be, if you're in the younger, you probably know who Danny Phantom is, maybe you don't. He can fly and walk through walls and all that fun stuff. And my superpower would probably be like finding the right resource to the right people. I'll talk to a wall, anyone really. So, yeah, that's okay.
Howdy, y'all. Darren from today. I'm supporting Grand Dude Games. Make video games for children who have social or emotional challenges, and try to help them stay entertained while their parents are trying to check out at the grocery store. Hand them the phone, play a game. As far as superhero, I would go with Perry the Platypus. I relate to Perry. He listens, he cares, he pays attention to what's going on, but at the end of the day, he is always going to try to figure out what's really going on, how do we really solve this problem the right way. As far as my superpower, I started off as a social worker, and that's for truant and runaway type of kids that I worked for 10 years on that. And I believe that my superpower is actually care about people, and that's something that has gone away for a lot of people. But I truly care, I try to listen and understand and help people.
Perfect. Okay, so just your name, the name of your company, comic hero, and what's your superpower?
Okay, sounds good. So my name is Santiago Bonilla. I don't own a company. I own a nonprofit organization called Story Saplings that focuses on childhood early education and combating the falling literacy rates in America. I don't think I have a superpower personally, but a superhero I look up to is Superman, because I truly believe that if you have the ability to help anyone and everyone, you should, because it is the moral thing to do so.
So hi, my name is Arman. I'm a co-founder of a company called Career Scoops, where we're focusing on helping high schoolers and high schools in general improve their career readiness. If I had to say a superhero that I look up to, or I believe I could be, that would be either Iron Man or Hawkeye, and that's because they're human. And I know that even though I may be afraid to enter into certain situations, different events, or doing something, I know that everyone else there is also human. So I should take advantage of my own gimmicks, my own strengths, and do that anyways.
Perfect.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Darren. I don't have a company. I'm actually a fresh high school graduate. I'm in aviation. Thank you. My fictional character would probably be Dr. Doom. He's from a a little country. He kind of built his way up in the levels, and he's not really a good guy, but he made a word and a name for himself, basically building not from where he's from, just kind of making his own name and using his brain, and just overall making himself something to be remembered. My superpower would probably be kind of relating to all that, would probably be someone who's willing to make a way. My family's from Haiti, so a lot of the times they're not really able to help back, basically. And to kind of compare that to Dr. Doom, he's also from somewhere who's there's not money in there. If you know about Marvel, it's a very small place. So I guess that would make me unique, is that I will always try to find a way, regardless of who I am or what my name will set out to be or my last name is. That's kind of what I have to be. Thank you, guys.
Isn't he the arch nemesis of the Fantastic Four? Right? Okay. See? I know my comics.
I am Sarah Alley. I run Preservin, which is a wood rot repair company. And I am not really a superhero person. I will go with fictional character. I love Chuck, the TV show. He is given superpowers. I mean, he's got superpowers, sort of. And how he starts off as not underachieving, but just average. And he realizes that he does have the powers. Once the powers are gone, he still is a great person. He still has a kindness. He still can do great things. So I appreciate that. My superpower, I like problem solving. So I like fixing physical things and seeing the creation of art and architecture come back together and be whole. So.
Good morning. My name is Philip Mead. I'm a co-owner of Gallagher Edge. We are a consulting company that helps companies with organizational culture and leadership. I think my superhero would probably be Captain America. I like the fact that he stands up for what he believes in and always tries to do what's right. There's a huge social component to why we do what we do. I truly do believe that we can change the world by changing the workplaces, and the way that people feel while they're at work carries over into the rest of their lives. My personal superpower is probably solving complex problems. I have the ability to see and interact with complexity and create a model that addresses it.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Pies from C47 Digital Studios. I'm the hippie capitalist and chief attention getter there. My fictional character is Dr. Frankenstein, not Frankenstein, Frankenstein, because he can make a creation dance. And I have had a history of taking other people's business creations and helping them find the unique message and unique superpower in that business and put it on display in a way that they couldn't even come up with on their own. So I make their monster dance, putting on the Ritz.
Frau Blucher.
All right. Jason Shelby-san, In the Zone Sporting Goods. We do team uniforms, screen printing, embroidery. I'm a huge Marvel guy, so having to narrow it down to one is kind of hard, but I would say Daredevil. And if I would say if my superpower would be grit, right? So whatever the situation, whatever the obstacles, I'm going to be able to work through, fight through it, and get to where I need to be.
Good morning, Alex Boljanov with Figure Markets. It's a fintech startup out of California. I'm based out of actually OMG Labs. I have a floating desk here, so that's why you guys see me every once in a while. Superheroes or fictional characters, first of all, I didn't really grow up with any superheroes, strangely enough. Never really was into them. Can't even really mention a specific fictional character that really grabs me that greatly.
So what's your superpower?
Well, about that, so being that I never really grew up with superheroes or never really that captured my imagination, I can't really call any talents of mine that I would consider them superpowers per se. However, I do enjoy solving problems. Again, wouldn't necessarily classify it as a superpower, but I do enjoy doing it.
Hi, Eric Deckers. I'm a professional writer and humor writer. My fictional character that captures my imagination is John Yossarian from Catch-22, the book, not the show. And my superpower is brevity.
Hey, that's awesome. Hi, my name is Nitinish Panani. I am with Omnicore Hub and IQ Beacon. My character would be Dr. Strange. And the reason that I think I have that characteristic is because whenever I'm working on a project, I'm able to see all the challenges and obstacles, and I'm always trying to figure out ways to go around it. And I think that's what makes me unique, so looking forward to it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Clem Edwards, co-founder of Vanguard of Wealth, founder of Lion Wolf Mentality. This is my thing. I have over 8,000 comics from the 50s on, worth close to 700 grand, so this is my thing. But I would say for me, it would be Batman with the spirit of Mufasa and the grind of Rocky, right? Because I'm focused on my mindset. I turn pain into purpose. My superpower would be seeing the good and seeing the purpose in someone before they see it themselves.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, I'm Tim Bamboo, and I have a company called Driven Digital. And my superhero, I'm not really a superhero person either. I would say MacGyver, because something I've always kind of done, either myself when I was working for other companies or now with companies I'm working with video and different products, would be just finding what works for the situation that I'm in and being able to, MacGyver something and find out the best way to create the solution that works for that given scenario.
All right, fantastic. All right, well, thank you all for sharing. A very common theme I see is we all are unstoppable at what we want to do, and we all like helping other people or service to others. So that's great. So good job.
Hey, Eric, you want to swap the superpowers sometime?
You know, if I was going to choose a comic character, it would be Johnny Quest. Do you guys remember, any of you guys old enough to remember Johnny Quest and Haji and Race Bannon? Yeah, I loved that show growing up. So anyway, we want to thank our sponsors for letting us be here. And Kelly, thank you so much for your time this morning. Solai Coffee, Donut Central. Also Kirkendall Insurance, Driven Digital is Tim. Orlandopreneur with Rupert. Who was at Orlandopreneur Monday? Was that a great event or what? I wished I could have stayed longer, but they wouldn't let my daughter in. You know, she's only 17, so, and I had to pick her up from work. Stoic Dan, John Swanson, and then myself with LFAT Agency and Legal Shield. We meet here every Wednesday from 8:30 to 9. Network, bring a friend next week. And we need some help. Who can help presenters? If you can help presenters, help them roll through and understand. Come see me at Sean. We already know that. Aubrey. Okay, so come on up and see us after, and we'll see what we can do. So we're looking for help on that. The organizing committee, please raise your hands. Just come see one of us. We can help you move forward. Connect with someone at one of the local coffee shops. Foxtail if you want Kenyan coffee. Coffee for the Soul over here on Church Street. They've got this really cool coffee over there, latte, lilac latte. It's really good. Attend, apply, prepare, and present. That's why you come here. So get to see what's going on. Let us know what you do and how we can help. And why? Because it'll lead to exposure of your brand and marketing. You can get feedback and growth in what you're doing. We can help you create strategic partnerships, like I learned about Make Florida, or Florida Makes this morning. Somebody that is here, hiring and retaining talent, and then of course networking experience. And if you want to present, this is the website that you do so, 1millioncups, notice number 1.com/Orlando. Go on there and you'll see the upper menu, and you set up to present. We'll get notified and one of us will contact you. And if you didn't get a chance to sign in, please scan the barcode. Let corporate know you were here. And somebody, speaking of Master Yoda, pass on what you have learned. Strength, mastery, but weakness. Yeah, good, it did that. Folly, failure also. Yes, failure. most of all, the greatest teacher failure is, which is true. You have to fail to succeed, right, Sean? Absolutely. All right, guys, have a great week. We'll see you next week. Go do something amazing.
Right.